NBC6 News today at 9:30 starts with breaking news.
Now on NBC6, explosions rocking Venezuela overnight. This as the United States carried out a large-scale strike against the country and captured the country's leader, Nicolás Maduro.
President Donald Trump confirming the strike in a post on Truth Social, saying Maduro and his wife have been flown out of the country. He also wrote that he will be providing more details at a news conference later this morning at 11 a.m. from Mar-a-Lago.
And here in South Florida, the Venezuelan community has been celebrating all night long. These are images out of El Arepaso in Doral, where a large crowd gathered starting just after 4 this morning.
And this is a live look at Venezuela as the sun begins to rise and we get a clearer image of what things look like there. Let's take you to the ground in Caracas. Large crowds of people are gathering right now, many singing, chanting, reflecting on what this attack means for the future of their country. Well, good morning, South Florida. Thank you for watching NBC6. I'm Joanna Torres.
And I'm Brianna Nasbra. We're continuing to follow breaking news out of Venezuela. Here's what we know so far. Nicolás Maduro and his wife will stand trial on criminal charges in New York. That's according to U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi. In a post on X, she details a list of charges he's facing, including narco-terrorism conspiracy and possession of destructive devices against the United States. Maduro had previously been indicted in 2020 in both New York and here in Florida. However, this is a separate new indictment.
The U.S. has been ramping up the pressure on the country for months, assembling a huge military presence in the Caribbean, intercepting 2 fully loaded Venezuelan oil tankers and killing dozens in the strikes on boats that President Trump alleges were carrying drugs. Trump has pressed Maduro to step down, and on December 18th, President Trump told NBC News he was leaving the possibility of a war with the country on the table. And we just learned the president approved the U.S. military actions in Venezuela more than a week ago before Christmas. Since then, when the mission would actually occur has been on an hour-by-hour basis.
And right now, it's unclear what the Trump administration's plan is regarding the future of Venezuela. We still do not know where Maduro is, and it's not clear if the U.S. has a strategy beyond removing him from power. Venezuela's vice president has demanded the U.S. show proof that former President Nicolás Maduro and his wife are still alive.
And celebrations in Doral right now, where local Venezuelans are coming together after the U.S. launched an attack on the country.
NBC6's Christian Colon joins us live. Christian, how's it looking out there?
Yeah, it's a big celebration here in Doral. The Venezuelan community really is showing up here and very excited about the news coming in from their home country. But they're here in Doral celebrating, dancing. You can see a line of music here, just enjoying the moment and the news that's coming in from Venezuela. I want to talk to you to Hendrik Baez. He's an activist and well-known here in the Venezuelan community. Why you're here today? What brings you out here this morning?
Well, we're finally free. We've been waiting for this moment for the past 26 years, and we woke up in the middle of the night saying something's happening, something that we're expecting it to happen for the past 4 or 5 months, and it finally happened, and this is the reaction.
How did you get the news? Talk to us about just you personally.
So I started getting calls from people in Caracas that live really close to the American embassy, and it's like high up on a hill, and you see the whole Caracas. And he told me, hey, there's bombs, there's fires, what's going on? I woke up, started looking at the news, started looking at social media, and obviously we were waiting for it. There's no other country that has that amount of helicopters or airplanes flying that could fly over Venezuela, and that's when we knew, okay, it's happening.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of excitement here, dancing. But talk to us about, you've been in talks with people in Venezuela. How are they feeling? You said it's a kind of a bittersweet moment for them.
No, it's a super sweet moment, but they cannot express about it. They're still scared because Maduro's out, but there's still a lot to be done in Venezuela for us to be able to enjoy the liberty that we deserve. So they are scared because if they go out, they're going to be now framed like, oh, you support whatever this happened. They just bombed their country, and it's because they've been mentally washing their brains. Well, not ours because we're here, but it's especially in Venezuela. So everybody's calling, making calls. Well, yes, it's happening, but stay at home, be safe, don't get out. Don't get out of your place and shelter, That's all.
It's a lot of mixed emotions.
Yes.
Talk to us about just an ideal transition of power that you see. Explain to us a little bit for people.
Well, there's already a transition in place by Edmundo and Maria Corina that are the actual government, the elected government that took place in the elections last year. They have a plan. I'm not in politics, so I'm not involved in the transition, but there is a plan where Maria Corina and the elected president Edmundo should take over.
And that's what you guys want to see here.
That's where we want to see the next steps. Well, there should be next steps to see what's going to happen with Vladimir Padrino, with Diosdado Cabello, and after that, we'll see what's going to happen with the army, if they're going to finally stand down and get on the side of the people or not. So there's still a lot to be seen. But for us, after 26, this is the closest we have ever been to liberty.
Yeah, I mean, how have you been following the news, and which is leading up to today, right? We saw the boat being exploded, and then now this moment, kind of teasing up to this moment. Did you expect this to happen?
Yes. I mean, we were expecting and hoping for this to happen because we had no other option. We've been trying to express our frustration and what is really going on in our country through the ONU, through other ways to express what's really happening in Venezuela, and nobody ever listened. The corruption in Venezuela was so dark and so hitting and so hard to get over that this is the first time that somebody actually helped us. The United States, the American people, the American government finally freed Venezuela. And this is thanks to you guys and thanks to the actual government right now.
And lastly, it's not just Venezuelans, right? I mean, we see Cubans here, Nicaraguans. Talk to us about what this means for other countries who are kind of wanting the same thing to happen to them. If you could talk about that.
Well, imagine left, communism, drugs, cartels, everything have invaded our country, especially Nicaragua, Venezuela, Honduras, and other countries. But Venezuela has always been the country that's the richest country. So it has always financed all the left and all the corruption and all the murders and everything that's bad in the world has always been financed by the Venezuela regime that Maduro and Chavez created. Now the money is over. For Cuba, Cuba was receiving millions of dollars in oil every day for free. For the government of Venezuela was sustaining the Cuban regime. So now we have to free Cuba. We have to free Nicaragua. Honduras, amazing. Honduras already made it through. Argentina with Milei already made it through. El Salvador. And we're set to be the example for the world, or the whole Americas, starting from Canada all the way to Argentina. We're going to set the example of what a continent should look like.
Thank you so much, Henry, for talking to us this morning. Thank you so much. As you see here, a lot of excitement coming in from Doral. I want you guys to just listen a little bit what we're seeing. You can see the crowd here dancing, very excited about what's happening. Let's try to bring you a little bit closer. Just so much excitement going on. You can see there, everybody has their flags out, the Cuban flag, the Venezuelan flag. Just so much excitement for what's happening and the news that's coming in from Venezuela. Everyone just waiting for this moment, and it seems like they got it. Of course, not a lot of details coming in about what's happening in Venezuela and how people are feeling there. But of course, we're monitoring the situation, and we'll for sure keep you posted. But again, here, a lot of excitement coming in from Doral, the Venezuelan community, the Cuban community, excited about the news from President Maduro's arrest. We'll, of course, keep you updated as soon as we learn more about those details. I'll send it back to you guys. We're live in Doral. Christian Colon, NBC 6 News.
Thank you, Christian. I mean, Joanna, you could hear the emotion. A lot of them, as Christian said, they've been waiting for this moment. Such a heavy crowd, a large crowd at 9:38 on a Saturday morning, celebrating this moment, a very emotional moment.
A very emotional and a remarkable moment for so many Venezuelans and Cuban people also out there this morning. And they've been there since last night, and we're sure it's only going to get busier as we get later into the morning. Well, we spoke to more people about what this strike means to the Venezuelan, means to them.
They've been waiting like for 40 years, something like that, so it's insane. I have no words. Honestly, I have no words. It's like, I don't know how to explain it.
I'm feeling very excited. I wasn't expecting this, and we are just celebrating thanks to President Trump and the U.S. military for this perfect operation.
We are very grateful for it because, I mean, I'm very young, so I'm working for them. When I see the news, you can just believe it, man. It's crazy.
So I brought one of my friends out here to see what's going on, and I started crying. I've seen my dad cry 3 times in my life. His dad dying, Fidel dying, and today. And I think it is it's a time to be here. It's historic.
We want to get up to Mar-a-Lago, where we're expecting to hear from the president at some point this morning.
NBC6's Adrian Criscout is joining us live from West Palm Beach. Adrian, we understand the president just spoke on Fox News.
Ladies, good morning. As you all said, I'm right here in Mar-a-Lago, and President Donald Trump will have a press conference at 11 o'clock here at Mar-a-Lago. In the best way President Trump can describe something, he will go through what happened, what that extraction of Nicolás Maduro and his wife, Cilia Flores, was like last night. And yes, as you said, President Trump spoke on Fox News about the future of oil in Venezuela. Let's hear what he had to say.
I see that we're going to be very strongly involved in it. That's all. I mean, what can I say? We have the greatest oil companies in the world, the biggest, the greatest, and we're going to be very much involved in it. We can't do something like this, and we're prepared. You know, we were prepared to do a second wave. We were all set and this was so lethal. This was so powerful that we didn't have to, but we're prepared. We're out there with an armada like nobody's ever seen before, and we're prepared, and frankly, probably thought we were going to have to do it, but we were prepared for a second wave going in.
So probably more of those details will be shared when President Trump gives his press conference here at Mar-a-Lago at 11 o'clock this morning. Also, I was told there's euphoria in the Venezuelan community here in the U.S., here in Florida. At 11 o'clock, at the same time President Trump should be giving that press conference, there's also going to be a group of Venezuelans in exile and Cubans as well, very nearby. For those who know the area, Southern Boulevard goes all the way down to Mar-a-Lago, and there's a Publix right before the bridges that go into Palm Beach. On that Publix at 11 o'clock, we were told that they will be concentrating, just extremely happy to what has happened, very much like the scenes and the images you are seeing down in Doral in El Arepaso. But definitely it's a moment of euphoria, of great excitement for Venezuelans all over the world. Let's remember that there are approximately between 7 and 8 million Venezuelans that have had to flee their country. Also, swinging back to the oil reserves in Venezuela. Venezuela has one of the largest oil reserves in the planet. So there's a lot to be done. Back when President Hugo Chavez was president, for those who remember, he fired over 26,000 PDVSA employees. PDVSA was the company, the oil company in Venezuela. Back then, they would be extracting over 3 million barrels a day. Nowadays, it's under 500,000 barrels, and they almost have 1 million employees. So you can see what has been done to the oil industry in Venezuela. But as I said, at 11 o'clock, President Donald Trump will be here in Mar-a-Lago. We are seeing some people with chauffeurs and small motorcades coming into Mar-a-Lago all through the morning. We'll be here covering what is going on and what President Donald Trump has to say at his 11 o'clock press conference. Ladies, back to you.
Adrian, absolutely. We'll continue to monitor this. NBC6 will continue to follow the latest developments out of Venezuela. You can find updates online and on air, so stay with us. We'll be right back.